Let's continue this chapter from page number 19. After a few moments, all the people gathered over there lifted their eyes and saw an impressive display of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers displayed their loyalty to democracy for a new government. Just after that, the highest military generals, having medals on their chest, saluted Mr. Mandela. He was recollecting the time when he was arrested by the same many years before. Then finally, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the color of the new South African flag. Chevron means what? It means a pattern in the shape of V. The day was symbolized for the author by the playing of two national anthems. The white sang Nkosi Sikelel and the black sang Die Stem. Previously, they had a very low opinion for the anthems. On the day of inauguration, the author thought of history. In the first decade of 20th century, the South African people had patched up their differences with other black-skinned people. They had built a system of superiority also. It was the basis of the harshest societies. But now this system has come to an end. Now it was the system that recognized the right and freedom of all people. But for this auspicious day, thousands of people sacrificed their life. Mandela thought of himself. He was pained that he couldn't thank them. The policy of apartheid created a lasting wound in his country and his people. This policy had produced great freedom fighters. They were like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Lithulis, Yusuf Dadus, etc. They were men of uncommon courage, wisdom, and generosity. The country was rich in minerals, but its great wealth was its people. From these people, the author learned the meaning of courage. They risked their lives. They underwent great torture. He learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the victory over it. The author says that no one is born hating another person due to color or religion. They could be taught to love. Love comes naturally to the human heart. In prison, they were pushed to the wall, but he saw humanity in the hearts of the guards. It was men's essential goodness, which is like a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. In life, every man has twin duties to his family, to his community, and country. The author found it difficult to fulfill these two duties. It was because a colored man in South Africa was punished if he lived like a human being. Such a man was forced to live apart from his own people. Thus, he was not allowed to do his duties towards his family. The author was born free. He was not born with a hunger to be free. He was free as long as he obeyed his father and obeyed the customs of his tribe. But soon he realized that his freedom was an illusion. He began to hunger for freedom when it was taken from him. As a student, he wanted freedom to read and go. As a young man in Johannesburg, he wanted freedom to be as per his potential. He also wanted the freedom of livelihood of his own and of family. But soon he saw that he was also not free like his brothers and sisters. Then he joined the African National Congress. His hunger for the freedom of his people became great. The desire for the freedom of his people to live with dignity gave him power. It made him bold. It made him live like a monk. The chains on his people became chains for him too. The author knew that the oppressor must be liberated like the oppressed. A man who takes away another's freedom becomes the hated. No one is free if he is taking someone else's freedom. Both the oppressor and the oppressed are robbed of humanity. Oppressor means the one who trouble others. So this was all about Nelson Mandela. I hope you all understood.